Okay, welcome to my channel, Heroic Studios Gaming. I'm the host, Scott. I am joined by people for another Maximum Apocalypse game. I've got new players today, but today we're going to be playing a game called The Hunt. It's one of the early adventures to introduce people to the rules of the game. It's got some of the basic stuff for the game, and there's a little bit of a walkthrough that goes along with it. If you were at Origins, this is probably one of the adventures you played, because this one and the Quick Start Adventure, which I ran yesterday, were the two most popular. So we're going to show it to these people, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves to you guys and talk about what they're doing, and we're going to start the game. So I'm just going to follow my display here so that everyone at home can follow along. It's going to be like there, and then this way. So the first person up is CJ.
Hi there, I am Chris Johnson, aka CJ, and I'll be playing Lexi tonight, the mechanic. I had the pleasure of playing this game recently at AtCon with Scott, and so I'm excited to try another session and see how this goes. So you can find me over at the YouTube channel CJ's Kitchen, where I do cooking. So yeah, happy to be here. Thanks.
Nice. Thanks for being here. And then down below, we're gonna go with Papa Rec, Morning Blade Gaming.
Hey folks, I am Dave with Warren Blade Gaming, and I had the pleasure of meeting Scott in person at Con as well. Unfortunately, I did not get to slot into the game, but I am thoroughly excited to hop in and play now. And yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with these fine folks. I've played with three of them before, but this will be my first time playing with David and Scott. So should be a blast. Thanks for having me.
Well, welcome. And now that Dave was mentioned, Dave the Bard, you're up.
Yeah, I'm the awesome and dramatic Dave the Bard, the giant white quiff round his neck. I am very bardic, as they sort of say. And yeah, and this is the second time I've actually get to play Scott's awesome game um, for a very long time. I played it long, like I think it was about a couple of years ago when he first, what is it, like in its first sort of baby sort of steps, and I get to play it again, and it's going to be, and I'm really looking forward to taking part in this in his project and his sort of work that he's put, that he's put his life into, really. So I'm really looking forward to being part of this project and taking it forward, really.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming back. Next up is Deanna.
Hi everyone, I am Deanna. I am playing the character Lasser, who is a gunslinger. This is the second time I am having the pleasure of playing a game with Scott and CJ and Admiral Snackbar. I really look forward to playing this different, I guess, form of the game. So it'll be very interesting.
Neat. Thank you for coming back, and we'll do a brief overview in a moment. But first, we have Admiral Snackbar.
Hey everyone, I'm Nick. Wait, is my thing working?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna hear myself. Okay. My name is Nick. I am playing Frank Forrester. I am a post-apocalyptic fireman who was also a fireman. I don't know why I said post-apocalyptic, but he was a fireman and still carries around his gear, uh, chopping up zombies in the zombie apocalypse. I had the pleasure of playing with Scott and Chris and Deanna at Con. So second time playing this and this character. So excited. Yeah.
Great. Okay, now everyone has their characters hopefully ready to go and ready to reference. But we will look at a character sheet and grab one from right here, right in the path of the dog's chewing. She's neat. My dog's over here on the floor, just hanging out. This game is got this percentile system. Oh wait, it's over here. Whew, camera. There it is. So we're using the percentile system. So this right here is your stats. And this is going to be your most important thing. Essentially, everything's going to reference this. because all of your skills, whether they're regular skills or whether they're combat skills or whether they're special stats, they're all going to be based off of these things. So it's going to be here or here where you find 90% of what you're looking for in your character sheet. But essentially, you're going to be trying to roll below this percentile number with a 2d10 percentile. So the d10s, can't focus in, well, these guys anyway. And if you have advantage or disadvantage, you'll roll a third tens die. And so you'll roll these three and you'll come up with numbers. The way that an advantage works is you would pick the lower of the numbers because you're going for lowest number is the best number. And if you have disadvantage, the highest number is what you would choose. So that's the core, that's most of it. And then the rest of these guys are used for damage or for repairing or for crafting and stuff like that. So that's where those will come in. So mostly you're going to be rolling these guys right here. So if you have 3 d10s, you're going to want to get them ready. If you just have like a dice roller, that's fine too. Just make sure that you have it set for these guys. That's the core. That's most of it. Just make sure that you note that you have skills that you're proficient in and not proficient in. So like in this case, this character has all 3 of these. I'm actually using the hunter character. So this is what Jolene's going to look like for the most part. So if you look here, these first 4 skills are all skills that Jolene is proficient in, meaning that when Dave is going to roll a skill roll for them, he's just going to roll his 2d10s and just figure out what it is. But if he were to try to have Jolene do something like academics, being not proficient in academics, Jolene will do that at disadvantage, so there'll be the third die, and he'll look for the highest number on the roll. But otherwise, he can accomplish, or he can attempt any skill that he would like in the game. Does that make sense? Everyone follow along?
Yep. All good.
Yep.
Cool.
Yes.
All right. So any other things that come up we can talk about? Like if we have like a combat encounter or whatever, we can discuss some of those things. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I am not afraid of questions. As they say, there are no bad questions, just bad answers. Okay, so in this adventure, you guys are all together in a group. You have been together in a group for a little while, and you've been surviving in a community. That community is apparently more than 6 people, because there are 6 of you in this party. So there's a community who has been surviving together as a group, but the main problem they're running into is that they're out of food. So the community has dwindled down to very little food. And your group has elected to go with a person whose name is Jake, and he's taking you out to a spot where he thinks or where he knows that there's generally some game to be found. He's a survivor of, I think it was the alien apocalypse. Yep, he's a survivor of the alien apocalypse. And so he knows some things about that, but he's been in these woods for a while, and that's his primary reason for being with you. The alien invasions. That's what I meant to say.
Nice.
Okay. So, there's a little bit of a jolt in the very beginning of this adventure, because walking through the woods, this is where the story starts, walking through the woods, taking effort to remain as silent as possible, despite the crunching of the autumn leaves. I messed myself up. Walking through the woods, taking effort to remain as silent as possible despite the crunching of the autumn leaves, you travel through what you would think would be an area where you can find some food. You note this by the fact that you are starting to find tracks on the ground. Checking these marks, you confirm that you are relatively close to some game that you're hunting. The tracks are freshly made about a minute or so ago, and while you can't see the creature, you can hear something in the brush up ahead. Drawing your weapon, you look to check for your companions and prepare to take aim. A sudden noise to your left causes you to turn your head just in time to see a large bear burst from the woods and rush toward you. You have enough time to face the creature, but in that instant, you know that there will be nothing you can do to stop it. The creature's fur is mange, and signs of necrosis are visible. This bear has been infected with the Z virus and is driven by the unyielding desire for flesh. Shouting to your companions, you raise your weapon and prepare to deal with the beast before it can get you. So we start this adventure off with some combat.
Nice.
Oh
Mm.
goodness.
All right, so in our party, we do not have a veteran. Oops. I
Cool.
didn't quite prepare my cheat sheet. No veteran, no dog. We've got hunter, gunslinger, mechanic, no surgeon, a priest, a fireman. Is that correct? I got everybody?
Yep.
Mhm.
Cool. All right. So based on the way that the initiative works, it's a static number. For those of you that don't remember, it's a static number. And that number, it determines the order in which you act in a combat round. It's on your character sheet
Cool.
right here. And
Yes.
that static number decreases by 5 each action phase. A combat round is broken into 4 action phases, and so that we'll go in the order of the first number, then I -5, that'll be the second number, and I'll -5, and we'll just keep doing that until there are no more initiative. And then we start the next combat round. Is that cool? You guys follow?
Correct. Yes, I follow.
Cool. During combat, you get to make 2 actions. So remember that you can take 2 actions. Those can be things like taking aim and then shooting, moving and shooting, moving twice, moving and trying to do a skill action, that kind of stuff. So you can always take 2 actions. You can also take free actions like talking or stuff like that. And some of you have special abilities that give you certain actions that would normally be a normal action. You can take it as a free action, like taking aim as a free action or moving as a free action, that kind of stuff. So you'd want to look at your character sheet to make sure of those things. But the first person to act is the hunter. So Jolene, what do you do?
Nice. Okay, so does it cost an action to pull out my bow or ready my bow?
Well, according to the story that I threw at you, you already had it ready because you were going to take aim at something that you were hunting. And then it something comes out of the woods. So you do have the weapon ready already.
Okay, so with the bow in my hand, she like she just like pops a shot, like moves, like tries to move back a bit because like she's not a person that likes to get into melee because she hasn't got a melee weapon. So she's more of a ranged character. So she sort of goes, grizzly bear, everyone, pull back, and pull. And so I'm going to move backwards a bit, but pull off a shot. And I need a 75 or under to achieve this, correct?
Correct. So you roll your attack, which is going to be a 75 or under for a success. And you have your degrees of success, I should have noted before. So if you get half of that 75, which would be 37, then it's a great success. That's a second degree of success, and 18 for an amazing, and then a 001 for critical.
So I got a amazing, which is a 7.
Okay, so great. And then I'm going to take it's right here. The bear's going to take a defensive action to try to dodge, and he's got to get a critical success to dodge your arrow, because he has to beat. It's an opposed chance, so he's got to beat your degrees of success. He's going to get a 001. That is not a 001, so you hit him. So, for your bow, you have your character sheet does have a damage code, I believe, next to it. It should be A.
Let me see. Bow. Let me see. It says hand, shotgun, knife. No. Bow. It says damage. DC is A.
Yep. So the damage code on the bow is A, meaning that it's going to be 2d4. That's based on this chart in the corner here.
Okay, cool. All right, so I rolled 2d4, correct?
Correct.
All right. Cool. Let me see how much damage I do. Roll 2d4. And I get a total of 8. Nice.
Nice. Okay. The bear -8. All right. So the gunslinger, Lasser, it's your action.
All right. So, again, because I'm proficient with guns and we've already basically had everything drawn and ready to attack, correct?
Correct.
I'm going to try firing my 9mm at the bear and at least try to immobilize it. So Is it something like he's charging at us on all fours, or?
Yeah, he's rushing at you at full speed.
All right, so I'm going to try to aim for basically the head or the shoulder area.
So you're going to be doing a called shot to this thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you, and this is that hint from before, based on your character sheet, are you going to take aim too?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're going to take aim, giving you
And-
advantage, and then you're going to do the called shot, giving you disadvantage, thereby nullifying it, so you're just going to make a normal roll.
Okay, perfect. So for mine, to get a success, I have to be under 75, and oh goodness, 100. I rolled 100.
You rolled 100, a 0, 0, 0.
0, 0, 0. Yes.
Okay, then.
Where was this when I played another game? So
okay.
that didn't work at all.
No. And unfortunately, the 9mm is unreliable, so it's jammed.
Oh gosh. Is there a chance that I could use one of my luck points to re-roll that?
You could do a luck point to re-roll. So for those that are following along and for Dave, what she's going to use is this luck use per game thing. She's going to use one of them to just re-roll that shot that she tried to make.
Okay, perfect. So I rolled a 51, which definitely goes under the success, but it's not quite at the great success. So I hit, I believe.
Well, let's see if the bear dodges. The bear does not dodge. Yes, you hit.
Perfect.
So a called shot vitals, or you were trying to hit the shoulder area. Is that a vital shot, or is that like a that's a immobilizing shot?
It was probably more like immobilizing shot, just to get him to kind of slow down a little bit from charging us.
Yeah. So then you would just do the normal heavy damage with the gun instead of the extra damage, and then I am going to slow the bear down so that it can't move.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yes. I roll 6. Let's see. Whoa. I don't quite remember how the damage.
Oh, so if it's
so
heavy,
I have
it's
8
1
damage.
1d6 plus 3. Sorry, I thought you.
Looks
That.
like.
So 1d6 plus 3 is what you'd roll.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, 8 damage.
8
Perfect. I rolled
damage.
a 5.
Yep.
So 5 plus 3. Yeah, 8.
Cool. Okay. And now it's the mechanic section. Oh wait. That was one action. You have a second one. Sorry. Are you gonna move or anything like that?
Oh, okay. Is it super close or is it still a little bit away?
It's mid range from you.
Okay. I'd like to take a second shot if I can then.
You do not have the multi-attack option, so you can't make a second attack.
Okay. My mistake.
Yeah. that's fine.
Then I will move back a little bit more then.
Okay.
I have the rapid shot, but I already used my move action.
Yeah, you used your move action.
Yeah, because my character got a special ability, which is where I can get a free action and something like that, and shoot. I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just move away from him just to kind of stay out of range if that's possible.
Yep, that is totally fine. Okay, so then it's the mechanic's turn. That's Lexi. Sorry. CJ, did you go away? Huh. Okay. Well, it seems like we lost her.
Oh no.
Or her microphone.
It looks like
isn't
she's
working.
muted, so
She wasn't
maybe
a moment ago. Maybe she's trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Oh.
No?
Oh no! We lost the lovely lady.
Well, we'll come back then. We'll jump ahead, and that makes it Dave's turn. Dave Hubble's turn. Papa Rex's turn. So I'll be more clear on it. Too many Daves.
So Papa
Just call me the
Rex,
bard.
that works. or character names. Papa Rec is standing there holding his spear, his cross, and he realizes that under the circumstances, he is not necessarily going to be the best one to step forward and confront this beast, considering everyone is firing. The last time that happened, he took a good shot to the shoulder blade, and yeah, that's just not good. So he turns to his comrades and he says, "Take heart, my friends. The Lord is with us." And so I think I have to choose someone though if I want to bless them, right?
Yeah, you have to touch someone to give them the blessing.
Bless,
Okay.
bless me, Almighty Lord. I believe. Amen.
Yeah. So the blessing is a touch thing. So you're gonna make the resolve roll. So you have to pick a target and then you make your resolve roll. Does that make sense?
Right. Yep.
And
So
there's
the one
resolves right there.
person, yep.
Yeah. Cool.
So I need to roll a what is it, 62 on the first round?
Yeah. So you're gonna roll under 62.
Okay. And then I need to determine who's going to receive this blessing. So that is an odd 8. So total an 8. And I believe Lexi hasn't gone yet. Can you hear us, Chris?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. What weapon do you wield, by the way?
Baseball bat.
Okay. So that might not be best in range fight anyway.
Well.
No,
Right.
Well, I have a crossbow.
Oh, yeah.
I got a fireman's axe.
Okay, so if you're gonna shoot your crossbow, then I reach out and I touch you with the blessing, as you feel the clammy hand of Papa Rec touch you on the shoulder, and
Praise the Lord.
and he turns back to his crew and he says, "Deus Volt," and he holds up his cross.
Neat. So there are 4 things listed under the blessing. Which of the ones are you going to give to her? I mean,
Okay, blessing is in the rule book, right?
oh yeah. So it's actually I don't think it's in the quick start, but it's actually here on the character sheet.
Okay.
It's all 4 of those things underneath are the types of things you can do with blessing.
Excellent. So I guess we're not up to resolve rolls yet. So
Right.
probably or negative resolve damage or
Right. So the best one.
probably the grant protection.
Okay. Yeah, you can grant
all damage
protection,
for 1 action phase.
or you could grant protection, or you could grant a damage code increase of 1 versus zombies, and this is a zombie. Either one of those are
Okay,
both
I
valid.
like that. I like the DC +1 against zombies.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So Lexi, you feel this power come through you, and you just feel like you're just better at fighting this whatever this is coming toward you. Dave, you still have? Did you? I'm sorry. Papa Rec. Did Papa Rec move, or did he just do that? He just touch her because he still has 1 more action.
He steps back behind his comrades
Okay.
and he holds up his
Okay.
his staff up or his spear up in the air, the crucifix spear, and he's trying to look menacing.
Got it.
Make himself look bigger because he's probably a shorter man, probably about 5.5 feet tall.
Right. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So then we're gonna go back to Lexi and let Lexi take an action. It is your turn. What do you want to do?
Awesome. Thank you, Father. I aim my crossbow and I take a shot.
Okay. So taking aim is an action, and then that gives you advantage, and you're going to then take a shot with advantage.
Awesome. And I need a 45 or less. Okay.
Yeah, but you have
5.
advantage, so chances
And
are
I've
better.
got so a 5, which is yes, that is what is it?
I assume that that's an amazing success.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the bear is going to try to dodge with a 001. That's what they have to get. The bear gets a 97. That is not a 001. So all right, you hit, and now the crossbow damage, I believe, is light, but it's increased to average because of the blessing from the father. Because this is a zombie bear.
That's awesome. Oh, that's really awesome. Okay, so 2d4, and we have 6.
Okay. -6. You guys have been chipping away at this bear pretty good.
Nice.
Woo.
Okay, that gets us to the firemen. What do you want to do?
All right. So Frank's been through the zombie apocalypse. He's seen some zombies before. He's like, of course, zombie bears. There has to be zombie bears now.
First it was a zombie manager, now it's a zombie bear. What is this? What's up with this?
Yeah, it's zombie everything. So I noticed he has a Reaper ability, attack and defense at advantage versus zombies.
Correct.
So I get advantage.
Yep.
And melee DC, so degree, does it go up by 1 versus zombies?
Yep. So
Okay.
both you get advantage on your attack and you increase your damage code by 1 when you're fighting zombies.
Okay, awesome. Cool. And I also have another ability called Trusty Axe. Can use called shot with axe even when at disadvantage.
Yeah. So in the actual rules, if you're at disadvantage for whatever reason, you can't make a called shot. You can't just can't declare that. But in your case, with the Trusty Axe ability, you don't care if you have disadvantage or not. You just like, I'm gonna make a called shot anyway.
Got it. All right. So he knows with zombies, kind of going into what I want to do next. He got to aim for destroy that brain. So he's gonna want to do a called shot on the bear, drive his axe in that skull. And I imagine that the advantage and the disadvantage of the called shot cancel out.
Correct.
Cool.
So you're gonna move to the bear because it was a distance away, and then attack it. Correct?
Yeah.
Cool.
If I could do that.
Yeah.
With a called shot. Cool. Okay, 38, and that is just above great success. That's just regular.
Okay, let's see if the bear dodges. Nope, the bear fails the dodge again. Man, this bear just did a really bad job of dodging today.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, and I have the fire axe that says it's +1 counts as massive, so now I go to extreme then, right?
Correct. You're now doing 1d8 plus 7 because you're fighting a zombie.
Okay, so for 10 points of damage.
Okay.
Drive it into its skull.
So how do you kill it? Because that's enough to kill it.
All right. I imagine Frank has his adrenaline rushing as he's running towards it, and everyone's like peppering it with their ammunition. And the bear gets back on its hind legs as he brings up his axe, and he beds it in there, and the thing just falls right in front of him, dead.
Onto the ground.
Yep.
Sending, leaves up and maybe a bird off in the distance to just take flight.
Yeah, pretty much.
Got it. Cool. All right, so the zombie bear is dead, so it's not going to take any actions, and thus ends the combat round. You guys survived the attack with the bear.
Nice work, Frank.
Way to
Nice.
go.
Way to
Yeah, for the
go.
head.
All right.
Indeed.
So you can tell now that you've killed this bear, all of the noise that you guys made with your gunshots and your rushing and shouting, there's a bear. Whatever you were hunting is probably not around anymore. So what do you guys want to do? Do you want to keep traveling deeper into the woods, or do you want to do something else?
I look at, so who's leading us right now? The person who's like,
Yeah, the
what's his
NPC
name?
Jake comes out of the woods. He was
Jake.
urinating. Yep, that's his name. He was urinating
Jake.
when you guys got attacked.
So Jake, what do you think of this abomination of a zombie bear? Do you think it's good meat?
No. I think that zombie bear meat's infected meat. And he's a big guy, by the way.
You had a good piss, did you?
Yeah.
You had a good piss, did you?
Yeah, I mean, my flaw of all flaws is a small bladder, a weak bladder. I gotta piss every 15 feet, it seems like.
You need to get that looked into, man.
Well, if there were any good doctors around, any nice hospitals or anything, I might be able to get it solved. But, you know, I've got you guys.
Well, we do have an axe, so just in case.
That is an option.
Verily.
Should we burn the bear?
We could do that. That's probably not a bad idea.
Let's see. Frank has been through this before, right? We chop the head off is like the movies. I mean,
Yeah, would I know if there any chance of it coming back, or I destroyed its brain?
You've pretty well, you know, from what you can tell, you guys have pretty much destroyed it. It's probably not going to come back.
Yeah. Probably don't want to start a forest fire.
Sure, but you also recognize that it is just a piece of meat sitting there infected with the Z virus. So if anything comes along and nibbles on it, there's also the chance that they become infected.
Okay, yeah, I would know that. So I'm like, yeah, we probably should burn this thing. See, do I have... Oh, I do have 10 matches.
Yeah, some matches that you guys found before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's see. Well, it doesn't look like Jake has any flammable materials aside from matches as well. Yeah, so you guys could try to light a fire.
Lexi will look around for pine cones and leaves and twigs that might be flammable. Pine cones are especially good fire starters.
Yeah. So
like a survival roll, right?
No, and in fact, what this is a salvage roll. So this is the special one of the special stats in this game. This is what you roll to like find things in the wilderness.
Can I help in this situation as well?
Yeah, if you want to also salvage, there's two ways to go about this. So this is actually a good point. There are two ways to like assist each other. You can make a salvage roll independently and also see if you find anything, or you can assist the person by doing a teamwork roll. And what that means is one of you will choose to be the primary and the other the secondary. The secondary will roll, and then their degrees of success will add +5 to the other person's roll when they go to roll.
Okay. So I'm noticing I don't have survival.
It's not survival. We're doing salvage.
It's savage.
It's salvage.
Savage.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
What is your
55.
Savage? Oh, all right. Mine's 52. So I'll help you then.
Okay.
And give you and I'll assist you in gathering materials like wood and and flammable objects to burn this bear.
So then, what you'll roll your salvage first, and then we'll look at your degrees of success.
Okay.
Okay. Well, me first?
Yeah, you first.
Okay. All right. I got a 31, which is under. Yeah, which is under.
Yeah,
like,
just a success. So you get a +5. So you now have to roll under 60 to find stuff.
Okay. And I rolled a 95. I will use a luck.
Okay.
Wow, I'm assisting you, and you still failed.
And I got a 38.
There you go.
So we're good.
All right, so you find a decent amount of flammable materials just here in this area, salvaging around, and you're gonna sort of make a pyre. Well, at least one big enough to cook a bear. Maybe not like the world's biggest bonfire, but something to cook a bear.
Sure.
Nice.
And after you've cooked the bear for a while and you get that stench of decayed meat that's being burned again, or killed again, you note that Jake's ready to move on.
Okay. As we move on, I sort of like load. I sort of pull back the string on my sort of crossbolt, and load up a arrow in its place, type thing, and sort of like keep my gun ready to fire again when need to if we get into more trouble.
Oh, I gotcha. So you're talking about your bow, like you have an arrow ready, and then your 38, you're gonna load it up. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. One thing to note, I think you have the least amount of ammo because these people were in the quick start and they got a lot of ammo from that. So just note you have 2 shots. 2 shots.
Okay.
For your 38.
All right. And how many shots of my arrows do I get?
You had 16 to begin with. And I'll say that you could salvage your arrow that you got, so you have 16.
Okay. All right. I'll salvage the arrow from the bear.
Yeah, before you
I
burn it.
thought like once you shoot it in a bear, it breaks or something like that.
Well, it can. So with arrows and like crossbows, you have the opportunity to try to do a salvage roll to get them back. And each degree of success is another arrow that you get back or whatever. And I'm just going to give it to you instead of making you roll it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else? have any-
Hopefully this bear that has rampaged through the woods hasn't affected the wildlife too much. Hopefully there are some untainted deer and rabbits in this area, my friend.
Yeah. I think.
Hopefully.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That is fine. I wonder what caused the bear to be infected.
I mean, the Z virus is pretty much everywhere at this point.
Well, it could be a nearby stream. We must. This must be. We must.
It could have
We
been.
must find out.
It could have eaten something that was infected that came from one of the nearby towns.
Maybe, but we must be wary of this. If the rivers are polluted or there is some sort of virus near us, we must warn the camp and the elders of the camp where we come from.
It's a good point.
Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts, which we're about to receive from thy bounty. Through Christ our Lord.
Amen.
Hallelujah! Praise the Lord.
He says kind of sarcastically, like he's blessing a meal.
All right, so after nearly half a day of walking through the woods from this site, it seems like Jake is taking you farther than he intended to because of the bear that you guys came across. You reach an area that he sort of stops at and looks around and goes, yeah, it's a clearing in the woods with a single lamppost in the center. This area is once part of it seems like it was once part of a jogging path or metropolitan city trail. Jake stands up straight, showing his 6'2" height, and takes in a deep breath. This is it, he says. We're camping here for the night. And he drops his bag on the ground, which hits the ground with a heavy clank. He looks at each of you and he says, all right, we're going to need to do some things before we can really hit the hay. One thing we're going to need to do is get this light going, and then maybe we can look around for some tubers or something to eat because we don't have that much food with us. Or if you guys want to do something, you guys can maybe try to go out and look for some food in the woods. See if you can catch a rabbit or something. And he reaches in his bag and pulls out a couple of traps, some like small animal traps. And he says, I have some lures that might help you out.
Yes, I got some camp traps as well in my gear, it says here. So I wish to help in this situation and plan out it says I only got the one, I think. But yes, I've got a camo trap.
Oh, it says a camo tarp. You have a camo tarp.
Oh, sorry, I thought it's a trap, sorry.
No, it's fine. No, so the traps they're a special item that you can make for situations like this. He's already made them for you. They're called lures. The way that the rules treat them is if you go on a hunting, if you go out to go hunt, right, you're gonna face what's called the enemy attraction gauge. It's a number that I've been tracking since you guys started this adventure, and it's the amount of noise that has been made from things like, you can't see it because there's a light coming off it, but there's the amount of noise you made from gunfire, moving around in the woods, talking, things like that.
Fire.
Or a fire, exactly. And this number is the stat that I use for the opposed roll for your tracking skill to see if you can catch the animal. The way that the lures work is for each lure that you use, you decrease my number by 5. So you have the opportunity to decrease my number by 15 if you use all 3 lures when we do this opposed hunting roll. And that's how the lures work. If you succeed in the hunt, then the lures have been used and they're not usable again. They're just made of junk. They're just made of component pieces. But if you fail, then you can salvage them again and use them again. Does that make sense?
Cool.
Cool.
Internet connection is unstable.
Uh-oh. Someone's internet connection is unstable?
Cool. All right, now I'm going to use one of the laws and go out hunting.
Okay. All right, so there are a few things. Yeah, let's go over the things that you can do in this camp right now. You can choose to use... Oh, sorry, he pulls a few more things out of his pack. I should clarify all the stuff he pulls out, not just the lures. He also pulls out a repair kit, which has 1 CP remaining in it, a fishing line, a lithium-ion battery, a pup tent, and a can of beans. Oops, I keep hitting my microphone. So when Zoom says your internet is unstable, as a warning, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to drop away. It just means that you might drop away. So you might still be okay. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Okay, so he has all those things. So what you guys can do in this camp is you can try to make a crafting roll to create, like, with using the fishing line to create like a perimeter. Or you can take that fishing line and go see if you can find a stream or a pond or something that might have fish and use it as a lure for the fish. You can make a mechanic skill roll to rewire this lamp here using the battery and whatever else you have. You can use a navigation skill roll to grant advantage on, well, I guess it's to find the lake or river that you might fish from. You can make a perception roll to look around to see if you see any other roving predators like zombie bears. Or you can make a salvage skill roll to find random stuff hanging out in the woods that maybe people missed the previous times they've been here. You can also use the survival skill roll in 2 different ways. You can either forage for edible fruits and vegetables, or you can set up tents and create a fire and do stuff like that. And then there's that tracking roll, like I said before, where you can go out and find, using the lures and hunt for food. Like rabbits and stuff. It's a lot of things you can do.
That's a lot of stuff. So depending on, all right, so Lexi looks around and she'll say, I could certainly use that wire to set up a perimeter for us, but if somebody would rather fish, I can also try to fix that lamp. Whatever you'd like me to do.
I'm probably going to just look around and see if I can rummage up anything that might have gotten missed or find some new parts that we can use to make more weapons or ammo and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that would be salvage for mine.
Yeah, so you're going to be doing a salvage roll. And like with the previous times you've done this, we didn't discuss it the last time because you guys were just looking for some stuff to light the bear on fire. But each time you succeed on a salvage roll, you can then make a following roll at the greater degree of success requirement. So the success requirement goes up each time.
Yeah, I'm going to use one of those traps to hunt. So
Okay.
I'm going to do a...
So
what do I need to roll for that?
So we'll do the hunting in a moment, and we'll do
Cool.
the salvaging is where we have another one. And then we have this question about whether we should set up a perimeter or repair the light. That was a question that was posed to the group. Does anyone have a response to that?
I think that I do have some light sources. Maybe we should set up the perimeter for the group and for safety's sake. We don't want someone off taking a piss while we're in trouble again. So.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, Father. I think I'll just get to work on that then.
Excellent. Thank you.
Cool. So we got the perimeter getting set up. And so that leaves Papa Rec and Frank to do something, and then Jake's gonna choose whichever thing you guys don't do. What do you guys want to do?
I think I'll assist in setting up a trap to see if we can catch like a rabbit or something.
Okay, so you're gonna go hunting
Greater
with,
chance for success. Yeah.
with Jolene. Okay.
Yeah, Frank's a big guy. He needs more food. So.
Okay. So that's gonna be an assist going on over here.
Yep.
All right. And what about Papa Rec? What is Papa Rec gonna do?
I think Papa Rec is going to help salvage-wise, looking for food, and because he's got a pretty good salvage.
So are you going to be doing the foraging for food or the salvaging for like random stuff in the environment?
I think actually Lazare said she was going to salvage for random items, so I'm going to be foraging for food, right?
Okay, that sounds good to me. Okay, so
Perfect.
now we'll do some stuff. All right, so let's go with the hunting, and then we'll go to the salvaging and foraging, and then we'll set up the perimeter. So the hunting group, you two.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so yes, I take one of the traps and with my friend I say, "Come on, my friend, let us go and see if we can catch any wild game." So what do I need to roll?
So do you want to bring only one trap, or do you want to bring all three traps and use all three traps?
I'll probably use all three.
Okay. So that's going to minus 15 for my stat, my EAG. Okay. So now based on what I have, we're going to do an opposed roll. So since Frank is helping you, what'll happen is we'll have Frank just roll first for tracking, and then we'll figure out what happens to you.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not that great at that, but okay. Let's see. Oh, actually, I did well though. So it's not a trained skill, so I just use my instinct.
Yeah, with disadvantage.
Oh, with disadvantage. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I rolled under both. I got a 29 and a 19.
Okay.
And my instinct's 40. So.
Okay, so a success.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So that means that Jolene has a +5 to her tracking.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. So my tracking, if I'm correct, is a untrained skill.
It's untrained? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Okay.
And it has no number in it. So what do I do?
So it'll be your instinct, which is 65, but because of the +5, it'll be 70 in this case, and you're going to have to roll with disadvantage. So you'll roll the 2d10s and you'll add another one, and you'll pick the higher of the numbers. Right, so it'll look like this, and you're gonna roll all three of those, and you'll pick the higher number.
Okay. So the higher number was 46.
That's still a success. Not quite a great success, but it's a success. So now I'm gonna roll because it's an opposed roll. So I'm gonna roll, but I have to roll under 15. I did.
Oh.
But let's see. You had a success, right? And I had a success. Okay, so that's a wash. It means you didn't find anything when you did your initial track. You can do it one more time, but now you have to get a great success in order to try. Wait, no, you don't. You just have to. No, never mind. Forget that. You just have to You just have to try. You can try again. However, if you want to use the lures, you have to first salvage them. So you're going to make a salvage roll, and then we'll try again.
Okay. I'll try and salvage the traps.
Okay.
And I will roll a 47. That is under my salvage of 52.
Okay, so it's just a success, right?
Yes.
Okay, you find one trap. You manage to salvage one trap. I mean, you don't find it, you know where they are, but you managed to salvage one trap. The other two get broken, and you didn't find anything in it.
And I try use it again, and I say, "Damn."
Okay.
Looks like these animals are tricky and slippery little buggers, aren't they?
This will be this whole thing will be 2 hours, and so we'll come back to the others after you guys.
Okay, cool.
We do everything else. Frank, do you want to assist in the second attempt?
Yeah, I might as well.
Yeah.
Yep. So disadvantage again.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I already rolled above it, so.
Okay.
I cannot help.
All right, so I got to roll my tracking with a disadvantage again.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Oh dear.
But this time it's on the
65
65.
this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the disadvantage,
Mhm.
let's have a look. So first roll was a 24. Disadvantage gives me a 31.
It's still a success. It's
Yes.
actually a great success. So now I've got to roll like ridiculously well. I rolled, nope, I did not get a great success. I got a regular success. That means you did find something. Now, here's how this mechanic for great success works in this kind of thing. Because you had a great success, you found 6 food units. Because it's 3 per degree of success. So,
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
And after getting these rabbits or whatever we found, she ties all the feet together and says, fantastic, great job, my friend, and gives a high five to the person that was helping her. And she says, let's go back to the camp and share our pickings.
Now, one thing to note about this high five, this is just for story funniness. You go to give Frank a high five. Frank is actually almost 3 times your size.
Okay. I jump.
There you go.
I jump. Yeah.
But that's 3 times your mass, so he's also like wider and taller. So he's probably not 3 times taller. He's just probably like
Okay. I jump.
2 feet taller
Like,
and like 2 feet wider.
Like that.
Okay, so now we'll go back to everyone else. So they're off hunting for a couple of hours. So go back to the rest of you guys. All right. So why don't we do the salvaging for stuff in the environment? That's Lasser.
All right. Let's see what I've got. Rah! My dice are flying everywhere. Okay. Oh, sweet. So I got. Oops. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay, perfect. So I got a 25, and that is under 40. So, I just got a regular.
Okay. I should have got this thing open because you were telling me you were salvaging, but I did not. All right, so let's see if what you found was any good. No, it isn't.
Uh-oh.
No, it's fine. I re-rolled it because I think that's stupid. All right, you find when you're just sort of salvaging the environment, you find a lighter that it's like half full, so it has 10 uses to it. Like a Zippo
perfect.
lighter. Yep.
Sweet.
Do you want to continue to salvage, or do you want to go for like some CP?
Yeah, I can try salvaging still.
Okay.
Does that mean that I have to get the great salvaging number?
Yep.
I have to get that? Oh, goodness. Hope and pray, hope and pray. I got the number exactly. Does that count?
That counts, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So it was 20 and I rolled a 20. So.
All right. Were you going for items or component pieces?
Perfect.
Just items? Hello?
Hello?
Oh,
You there?
did you go for items or component pieces?
Oh, I think let's do items.
Okay. So the first item, you find a pair of binoculars.
Okay.
And a deck of playing cards. That's what the other item is.
Nice.
Okay. The CP values for all those things that you found so far have been 5 for the lighter.
Okay.
3. That seems like a really low number for binoculars. Oh well.
Yeah. Okay. So 3 for the binoculars.
3 apparently. And
right.
then the playing cards are also 3.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very
Do you want
much.
to try one more time, or are you just gonna move on?
And that's all I can do, right?
You could theoretically do it one more time. It's gonna. I guess
right?
it's gonna be.
Or would...
But I guess it would be 3 hours if you did it a third time. So it's 2 hours so far that you've been sort of scavenging the area.
I think I missed what's being said.
What? You missed me?
You're
I think
roboting
so,
a
yeah.
little bit, Scott.
Yeah, I just noticed that I had some internet issues. Okay, well,
Ooh. So I was not able to catch what you said about what I could do instead.
so what I was saying is that it's been 2 hours of salvaging that you've been doing. So if you quit now, you would come back to camp the same time that the hunters came
okay.
back. Or you could try salvaging again. You'd be out for another hour.
Okay. I'll just head back because I'm
Okay.
pretty sure I won't make that number anyway. So I'll head on back to camp and meet up with everyone else.
Okay. Then going back to the camp group, there's someone foraging for some vegetables, some tubers or something. That would be Papa Rec. So in that case, it's the same deal. You're going to roll some salvage, Papa Rec. Oh, no, sorry,
All right.
survival, not salvage. Survival. You're rolling survival.
Okay. So in this case, I got an 11, which my salvage is, or my survival is a 70.
Okay.
So that's, I think that's a amazing success, right?
Right, that would be survival. Yeah, that would be a amazing success, correct.
Yeah, so he's on his hands and knees. He's got these short blades that kind of hang off his belt, and he's got his spear stuck in the ground next to him as he's digging around and nervously looking up every now and again as he's looking for stuff.
Yeah, and because that's 3 degrees of success, you unfortunately find less things through this kind of deal with your foraging than you do hunting, but you can do it multiple times. So you find 3 food units.
Less things?
Yeah, so in
you
comparison
like
to hunting, the difference between foraging and hunting
Nope.
is what? Who? Oh, sorry. The difference between foraging and hunting is that you can only hunting finds 3 food units per degree of success, whereas foraging only finds 1 food unit per degree of success. The difference is you can only hunt an area one time unless you fail, right? Then you can try to hunt it again. But in the case of the skill, the survival, you when you do that, you can do it multiple times until eventually you fail. So you could find more and more food units each time you try. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So like hunting, you basically get 2 shots at it, and then you have to move on. If your GM's kind of mean, it's 1 shot. But with the foraging for tubers, you can keep doing that until you eventually fail. So you could try again. Okay. You can find more. So you found 3. You can keep going, but you have to get a 35 now or under to succeed.
Okay. So that is a total of a 30. Okay. So, well, total, it is a 30.
All right. Then you find 2 more food units, so you're up to 5 food units. You can keep going. You just have to get it below a 17 if you want, or you can come back to camp.
He kind of bows his head and says a quiet prayer. And in this case, he rolled a 08. So
okay, that's another.
The Lord is on my side tonight.
That's another 3 food units. So you've now found 8 food units by foraging for food. You theoretically can try one more time, but you have to get a 001. Do you want to try for it?
At this point, he reaches up and he looks at the sky, and he sees a little bit of light of the moon, and the clouds kind of wink past it for a moment. And he takes that as a sign that he should stop.
Yeah.
So he begins carrying his haul back and nervously looking around just to be sure he's not being followed by someone he doesn't want to follow him.
Cool. All right. So far you guys have discovered 14 food units, plus the 2 from the can of chili that you had before. All right, and so lastly, we have the perimeter. That would be Lexi, who's setting up the perimeter.
Sweet. All right.
So in this case, you're going to be using the fishing line to create a perimeter, right? So you will be doing a crafting skill roll.
Oh, this one's crafting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. I need my cat to get out of the way here. All right. I need to get. Oh, I did great. I rolled a 2.
Okay.
This game is made for me, I swear.
All right, so you can do that. That's just you got an amazing success on your first try.
Yeah, so I run around stringing up wire, creating a little trap thing that'll kind of alert us if there's a problem, and then I head back.
So the way that this tripwire is going to work is that degree of success that you made, which is amazing in this case. That's what something that's entering your camp. That's the perception. They'll have to get an amazing success to see it, or else they trip over it.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And it will do a little damage to them, not a whole lot, but a little damage to them. But anyway, they'll at least, for whatever reason, they'll trip over the wire and maybe jingle whatever little things you made, like sticks you put in it and whatnot.
Excellent.
So you'll be aware of what it is, or that something's coming anyway. Cool.
I don't know what Father did to me, but it must have been good, because I'm definitely feeling good tonight.
Hold on a minute. The Catholic Church did fall because of what you're saying right now. I'm sorry. Really bad joke.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Okay, so here's the thing, though. You managed to string that up before anyone else was done with what they were doing, so you're back at camp early. So what do you want to do with the extra time? You can do one more thing.
Well, I might as well tinker with the lamp, too.
Okay, cool. And Jake has setting up camp. He's got the tent up that he had, and he's created a nice fire.
Nice. Oh, this fire's great. Why don't I look at that lamp for you?
Cool. So this would be a mechanics skill roll. And the repair kit. So here's the thing. The repair kit that he has with him gives you, it increases the repair code. So which I think you already do.
+1 or something.
Yeah. So you can roll it, and then I'll tell you what happens, because it's going to be +2.
So I rolled a 51, so it's just a regular success.
Okay, so you're going to roll 1d6 plus 5 to figure out how many component pieces you add to this thing to repair it.
11.
Okay, that's enough to repair it. So you put we'll say 10, because 10 was what you needed to repair it, not all 11. So you can put 11 component pieces into it. So you put 10 component pieces into it and get it fully functional again. There's only functioning light. I assumed you had component pieces left over from the previous game?
You know what? I'm sure I did, but I didn't even pull out that.
That's fine.
To be honest, I didn't even pull that out. So
I'm going to roll this real fast to see how many you have remaining.
That's
you
fair.
have 9 component pieces remaining.
Okay.
So that's what you
I
can have.
also give her some if she needs.
But you also had me at 22.
I think she had a bunch from the previous adventure anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think she's okay.
Actually, I think we used most of them in the previous.
Well,
adventure.
but you probably would have accumulated a few. In fact, I think 22 is what, if I look real fast, the pre-made character had 22 or something like that on their character. Yeah, 22 on the character sheet. So we'll just say you have
9 left.
9
Perfect.
Left.
Yeah. That's fair.
Cool. So the light is going. So when the rest of you come back to camp, this lamp is going bright. It's giving you a decent view of the woods around, so nothing can kind of sneak up on you. Now, I mean, to be fair, that does mean that things can see you guys better, but you can also see out farther into the woods, so you'd have advanced warning if anything tried to come up. But Some of you, when you come back to camp, almost hit the tripwire, but you remember that there's supposed to be a perimeter and catch it before you trip over it. But it is pretty decently hidden. Like, you're not seeing it till like the last second, or like when you feel it press on your leg and you're like, oh, wait a minute. And you step back around it. But you come back to a decent camp with a light going.
Hooray, we can see.
Yay. Also, I cracked some. I think I got some like luminant lights in my bag, like fluorescent, like club lights. You know, the type things that you get from from like raves, like a glow stick, type thing. I got 4 of them.
Yeah, you have glow sticks.
So, yeah, so I crack one and just like give us a bit extra, a bit of light.
Cool. Yeah. So, you guys are now back in camp. You have all this food. How do you guys want to do this? You can cook the food, by the way, to make it safe. You could try to eat it raw. I wouldn't recommend that. But you could cook the food, and it would be someone would just have to make a survival skill roll to cook it, and the degrees of success or how much safer it gets. You could also assist each other in that, so you could have somebody assist someone.
I'll cook the food.
Okay.
I guess unless someone's got more higher.
Which skill would that be?
It would be survival.
Okay, survival.
Let's see. Have I got
We got a
survival or not?
45.
Have I got survival?
I do not have survival.
No, I don't have survival. So yeah, you did cooking, my friend.
Frank is a fireman, and we already have a can of chili on the fire. I imagine he's like,
Right.
this is my territory.
The gunslinger also has survival as a stat that they have. You guys can all try, by the way. You just do it at a disadvantage.
Yeah, Papa Rick offers to assist, also to ensure that there's no mushrooms that happen to be in it and they don't end up in his dish.
Just to confirm, since you said the gunslinger has survival, I don't have it on my character sheet. So what would I be putting in for those 3
you don't
numbers?
have survival on your character sheet?
Well, Papa Rick does have a 70. It's probably from his experience cooking in kitchens for, making soup and stew for homeless.
I mean, Papa Rick apparently has a 70.
So he's really good at it.
Yeah.
I could assist him then.
Okay. So what I
I
have...
can help you prep out the food.
Did I put this... Oh, you're right. I looked at the wrong one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would imagine there's probably this repertoire that you guys start doing it, and he just comes in there and politely starts taking over and smiling at you and just saying, "Bless you, my son. I appreciate your help."
Okay. So do I just roll it?
Yeah, so you're going to roll it,
success?
and then your
Get to
degrees of
5.
success will add a 5 to his.
Okay, so I just get a regular success.
Okay, so plus 5. So now you have to roll under 75, Papa Rick.
Ooh.
All right, so I got a 17, which makes it a great or amazing success.
Perfect. So an amazing success increases the safe value of the food by 30%. It could be 60% depending on whether or not, however I determine it as the game master, but it's 30%. But that is more than enough to make this food safe so that you don't have to make an immunity roll when you eat it to not get sick. So you guys are fine, is the moral of the story. You cook it well. It is nicely cooked, and it tastes good, and it doesn't feel like it's like... How many food units did you guys cook up?
We cook up 4 because I cook 4 units of food, so I cook all and share it out between everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we cook good portions, but not...
Right, you don't want to cook all your food units, right?
Yeah, we're just
No.
trying to...
Well, I need 3 as a big guy.
Okay.
Oh.
So it goes... So the way that it breaks down... The way that it breaks down is that Frank is going to need 3. I think Lasser needs 2. Jolene might actually need 3. Let me double check her character sheet real fast. character. Yep, increased hunger. So Jolie needs 3, so we're at 8. Then Papa Rec needs 2, so 10, and then Lexi needs 2, so that's 12. And then your NPC Jake needs 3, so it's 15. So it's gonna be most of your food units. The can of chili maybe not needed, or basically grand total from what I understand is you guys have 16 food units, and so that's going to put you
we pretty much use it all.
Yeah, you're going to end up using up all your food. You're probably
rolled well.
it's probably rough for a hunting party that needs to eat 15 food units to bring food back to camp.
Yeah, we didn't need to bring Mr. Forrester, I don't think. I'm just kidding.
Have to catch a mammoth at this rate.
Well, at the same time, though, too, we're probably, used to the apocalypse and scarce food. We probably don't always eat a required food per day. So I guess how much do we really want to? Do we want to indulge ourselves and eat more than usual and what we should be required, or do we want to share? I guess save some to bring back. Not that we're eating everything we find out here.
Yeah, the on the back of your character sheet, there is actually a tracker for hunger damage that you take. So if you don't eat the required food units in a day, you essentially take whatever was left over from what you did eat, and you apply it to your hunger damage, which is the amount of hunger damage you can take is based on your fortitude. And after a certain point, you start to starve, which causes penalties to some of your stats and rolls. And then after more, you become emaciated, and that causes more penalties. And then this last category here is how much you can take before you die when you're down to this level. So you can take a little bit of hunger. It's fine. It's no big deal to take a little hunger. You just don't want to keep doing that over time.
Well, I think we should eat a good meal since we've got to track stuff. We don't want to be feeling weak when we're trying to hunt down some deer or something.
Yeah, and if another zombie bear comes on, you don't want me being hungry. Or being
I want you big guys at full strength, man.
Right. So actually what you notice is if you're watching him at the tail end, Papa Rec actually begins cobbling up the dishes and taking care of stuff, and he does not make enough food for himself. So that's, I think, two less.
Okay.
And he begins after he cleans up the dishes, he starts playing cards over there, just kind of distract everyone from what he's doing.
Okay. So that is an option. Now you have one more thing you can do before you go to bed. The things you can do are you can look around to see if you see anything else. You can play some cards with each other, or you can come to the campfire where Jake is willing to spin some yarns and swap tales. Or you can bring the cards to the fire and do both.
Campfire.
Yeah, let's hear some tales of this alien war. Tell us, since I was not around those, because I'm a young woman, and I wasn't around those times. Tell us of the great battles that you saw with your own eyes.
Yes, Jake, tell us.
All right, how many people are going to be coming around the campfire? Is everyone going, or is anyone going to be looking around?
Definitely Lexi will.
Fire, yeah. So will Sarah.
Actually, I'm going to stay within the perimeter, but I'm going to sit off on the edge and act like I'm reading the scriptures, but I'm going to be listening for, around us and watching, kind of like diagonally, so I can keep moving, not fidgeting, but every now and again I'll kind of change position and look so I can watch around, but I'm within earshot. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. So you're kind of listening in, but you're also keeping a watch. Yeah, I get it. That makes sense. What about Frank?
Yeah, I imagine he'd go over and join in the conversation at the fire.
Okay. So that means that Paparek, you get to make a perception roll, and then I'll go to the fire group. So go ahead and roll perception for me. It's on your character sheet's under instinct skills.
Sorry, thinking that I'm
what?
Cheating here, but I got a 15. I seriously am rolling low.
You know, the thing about rolling low games...
I'm starting to feel bad because of the dice rolls.
So the thing about
I got
games...
a 15, so out of 15 out of 65, so it's a great success. Or
you know, the interesting thing is that for most people, when they're playing like a standard game like Dungeons and Dragons, they tend to roll low and they fail a lot. But in my game, the opposite effect happens, where they roll low a lot and they're like, "Oh man, I'm doing so well in this game," and other roll under numbers or under games.
You're roboting out.
Yeah, this is the thing about my internet. Am I back yet?
I hear you now.
Okay, I was just saying that roll under games created the opposite effect that most people have in like Dungeons and Dragons. That's all. I was just waxing philosophical on that. Or
good.
Anecdotal.
I got a 13 or a 15, excuse me. So
yeah. Okay, so that's great. My dog just barked for no reason. That's great. I'll get back to you in a moment.
Okay.
All right, so everyone else, you're sitting around the fire, and Jake is surprised to have Jolene ask him to talk about the Great Wars, since he thought that Jolene had also escaped the aliens, but he apparently was mistaken.
No, I guess Jolene's a quite young lady. I think she's like in her 20s. I see her,
Yep.
type thing, and I see this like, I mean, this guy might be like in his 40s, type thing. So
Correct.
she doesn't remember much of the alien war. Perhaps like being, when you're a child, you don't remember much, type thing.
Yeah, okay.
So
I'll play with that. You still have the sixth sense from it though, too, right? Where you can't be ambushed because psychic powers. Ooh. But it's actually not that you have one. You just are used to that sort of thing. You just have that extra sensory perception. Anyway, so Jake just starts in about the lights, the blue lights from the sky that came down on his town and surrounded the town in these weird constructions that seemed like obelisks that surrounded his town. And then there was this blue light that encapsulated everyone, and inside everyone became slaves, and they were just started gathering them and harvesting them as if they were cattle. And Jake managed to, with a group of other men, fight them off and create a sort of coalition of warriors that managed to beat back the aliens long enough for someone to make an improvised explosive and destroy one of these pylons. And down that obelisk came, and the power went down, and they all managed to escape, and are still fear that one day the aliens will come back for them, that they'll find them, but they managed to get free from that alien invasion. He asks you all to share your stories of survival as well, and each time you guys share a story, then you guys can share stories if you want to roleplay. But each time you share a story, you all recognize that there's one sort of overarching theme, and that's that you all managed to survive no matter what the horrors you saw. And it sort of brings you together a little bit. So does anyone want to roleplay some story time?
sure, I don't mind if you don't mind.
Sure.
Well, my father was a farmer, and he always attended to the farms, the the sort of like the wheat fields, type thing. I remember him having he always carried a shotgun above his mantelpiece. He was a man who loved his land dearly, and anyone that trespassed it, he would say, "Get off my land, you whippersnapper, or as I fill your belly with lead." type thing. I remember my daddy used to like show me how to handle the shotgun, and I used to like practice shooting like cans of a picket fence in the old country way back then. That's my sort of story I tell. So like true Western sort of story.
Neat. Does anyone else want to role play, or we want to move on?
I think I'm good with moving on if everyone else is.
Cool. All right. So after the campfire tales, you all feel the sort of feeling that sort of unity that you have from the group, and so for the rest of the adventure, you'll have advantage on any resolve rolls that you make. Advantage. All right. So Papa Rec. When you're somewhere in the storytelling, after some people share some of their stuff, you noticed something in the woods. You had an amazing success. You saw something move out in the woods. How do you want to handle that?
So Papa Rec is currently reading a passage on the Four Horsemen, and often is brought back to this. The phrase "sic parvis magna" keeps coming through his mind at times, because he remembers that greatness comes from small beginnings, and he came to the faith but was not faithful, and thus the rapture passed over him, and he was left behind. This weighed on his heart and troubled him for many years, but as he's thinking upon the words of the scripture and his small beginnings, he's watching the perimeter, and he sees the movement, and he begins to act like he's reading, because he has been reading like with his two fingers across the page, but he tries to, because in the dim light, I would imagine that his eyes, he can look out and see,
Right.
and you don't necessarily see where his eyes are, and he tries to follow the movement and try to gauge how close it is.
Okay. The distance.
Initially.
The distance between Papa Rec and the movement, whatever it was, is a decent distance. It's currently sort of mid-range in the scale of distances, but it is outside of that perimeter that you guys have set up around the camp.
Okay. Is it how much can I make out in what
So
I'm
that's
seeing?
that's the thing, is it's really difficult for you to make anything out. There was some movement, and you looked up because you saw it, and it definitely wasn't a trick of the eye or like something that dropped from a tree and you just caught it in its last bit of movement in the light or something. But when you look up, you don't really see the movement anymore. But you did definitely see it outside the camp, around the perimeter, on the outside of the perimeter anyway.
Okay. So what he is going to do then is he's going to step up, or gather himself and set his book aside, and begin walking away from the party a little bit, and act like he's going to relieve himself.
Right. Pulling a Jake.
Yep. And in doing so, he's kind of leaning his head down, like he's concentrating on the action, but again, his eyes are kind of looking around to see, again, what he's trying to act nonchalant, but see if he can get a better look.
Okay. Go ahead and make one more, or make a perception roll again.
Point of contention. I did bring my crucifix spear, but I planted it in the ground next to me, like I'm,
Got it.
Like I'm not worried about it.
Got it. Okay.
36. So 36 out of 65. So that's a looking for the table.
Just a regular success, I believe.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, because if it had been a yep regular success.
Okay, so yeah, you look around, but you can't quite see anything else anymore. Like whatever it was, you can't find it now.
Okay. So I am going to speak out into the darkness and say, have you come to share a table? Kind of speaking out, not loudly, but, are you looking for sustenance?
There's no response from the darkness. The rest of you are aware that Papa Rex said that, but it's one of those things like it wasn't whispered, but it wasn't actually like loud or shouting or anything like that. It was just something he said off by himself. And that's where that is. Does anyone else want to do anything? Papa Rex, do you want to just keep waiting until something happens?
I mean, what are we doing? Is it gone past night time? Is it?
Yeah. So at this point in
now?
time, the rest of you are going to get ready to go to bed. This is basically everyone's going to kind of decide now, at this point, who's going to sleep first and who's going to keep watch, and then, who's going to do watch the next couple of hours.
I'll probably do the next watch using my glow stick because I still got that glow stick going.
Mm-hmm.
So I can, because it lasts for quite a long time apparently.
Yeah.
So I can use that glow stick I already sort of broke earlier, that just the one, and do a patrol just on the perimeter of the firelights, type thing.
So you can do that in the second half of the night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Just walk around holding this glow stick, around the edge of the fire, type thing.
Okay.
So people still can see me, but I'm like spreading the light further out with the glow stick, type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you allowing us to use some inventory that we got from the last game?
I am.
So, like in the last game, I found a flashlight.
Mm-hmm.
So I could be the first watch. So as it's getting darker, I can have a flashlight ready so we can kind of see around as the fire kind of dies down.
Okay, so we have Lasser on first watch. Does anyone else want to join first watch? And Jolene on second watch.
Well, as Papa Rec comes back into the perimeter or back closer to his comrades, he looks at Jake first and where was it? Well, anyway, he looks at the party and says, we are being watched. I cannot discern, and I'm saying it in a lower voice, but just be aware that there's at least one out in the darkness.
Maybe I should help the first watch then.
So Frank is going to do first watch then?
Or I could assist just to make sure we don't miss anything. If you suspect something's out there, maybe we should have two people just to make sure.
That's what we're doing.
I guess I'll take second watch then.
Okay.
I'm going to take my tired bones over here and go to sleep in your trusting embrace of comfort that you are offering.
So Jake and Papa Rec are going to sleep in Jake's.
Yeah, Papa Rec has a tent, a sleeping bag.
What's perception?
Awesome.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, is that including me?
Apparently, I muted myself on the recording, so I don't know what happened there, but I'm not sure how much of it
Is that
lasted.
including me? Because I did a second. Because I did. A
Yeah,
second
so
watch.
everyone's just sleeping. So Jolene, Lexi, Jake, and Papa Rec all have to make resolve rolls based on the fact that they're going to sleep right now during the
All
sleep
right, my
period.
resolve is 52. Correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Just double checking that.
Yep.
All right. So I got a.
I got a success, so 32 out of 62.
Okay.
I got a 18. So that
I'm-
is
Great.
almost a hard one. Almost. Not quite, but I got an 18.
Okay.
I am over. I got an 88.
Ooh. And Jake also succeeded. So you're the only one who failed. Sue.
Whoops.
Does Lexi snore?
Sue.
Yeah,
Well,
she does.
Lord, Lexi snores.
Lexi snores, huh? So on top of having bad volume control, she also snores. Man,
Yeah,
she's-
well, I think that's part of her bad volume control.
that's like
Which is
that's
funny because I noticed she's stealthy. She's supposed to be stealthy, but then she has bad volume control, so it's like
so as long as she's just like doesn't talk while she's sneaking, then
she's good.
Yeah.
Did you eat the chili?
You know, I eat what's put in front of me.
all right. So you're the only one who experiences a thing. Yeah, I'm gonna type it to you. This might take a moment.
Okay.
I am going to send you a message. Okay, so you have a dream.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Robot
Lexi, are you
nightmares.
dreaming of calendars?
Robot firemen. They all look like Frank.
They've got an 8-pack.
Oh,
It's coming to you slowly.
perfect. It is being slow. Okay.
Doing.
Oh boy, it's like really
Okay.
slow.
There, it's all sent to you. So that's what happens to you. The rest of you sleep okay. Now, for those of you on first watch, you're aware of the thing that Papa Rex said, that there might be something observing you. So you are currently sitting somewhere in camp, I assume, and you're sort of keeping an eye out. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to
Correct.
take any actions to keep an eye out, or are you just gonna be just sitting there and looking around?
Well, we found those binoculars, but I don't know how well that will work in the dark, really.
I mean, you do have the lamp, so there is some things you can see, but realistically, the binoculars work for greater distances, things that are farther
Yeah,
than
it's too
mid-range.
far out.
So like long-range stuff is what the binoculars are useful for.
Okay. I guess maybe Papa Rex probably told us where maybe it was. We'll keep an eye out on that area.
Mm-hmm.
So do we just make perception rolls to
Yeah.
see if we notice anything?
So you're gonna need to make perception rolls, yeah, to see if you notice anything.
Okay. Nope.
Perception, let's see. Nope, not at all. Do we know what is out there? Like, was Papa Rick able to see what it was, or?
No, he just saw some movement.
Okay. So I think I'm just gonna probably, I guess my perception's pretty low, so I'm not gonna see very much, but I'll just kind of keep an eye out to see if I can see any rustling or anything getting closer to the perimeter.
Okay. Frank, did you also make a perception roll?
Yeah, I rolled over, so.
Okay. So neither of you. All right. So you guys just keep watch for a while, and there is some light wind movement, and you hear rustling, but it just adds to the uneasiness of the situation. So you guys are gonna have to make a resolve roll as well, but you're doing it against like this uneasiness of like the feeling that you're being watched, but not that you have that feeling, just that like because Papa Rec put it in your mind.
Okay. Yeah, I roll over.
So what are we rolling for this time?
You're rolling resolve.
Resolve. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh gosh, way over.
All right, so both of you are unnerved, meaning that you are going to have disadvantage on the next. Like if a combat breaks out, you're going to have disadvantage for a number of rounds, and we'll figure it out if combat breaks out. But for the rest of the night, you're going to feel unnerved and just uneasy about the situation, about the whole camp.
Oh, great.
All right.
Okay. But otherwise, nothing really happens other than the rustling of the wind and the leaves. After 4 hours, it's time for second watch. Do you want to wake up the
Cool.
others?
And that'd be me.
Yeah, that'd be
I'll
Jolene
go over to the
and
tent
Lexi.
and kind of
Yes.
knock and be like, "Hey guys."
All right, I get up and break one of my luminous lights that I have in my bag, and walk and use my special ability of being aware of things. Apparently, because that's one of my abilities. Apparently, I think.
Yep. Yeah, the sixth sense comes from the surviving the alien invasion.
Yes.
Yep.
So, like, somehow she has this weird spider sense. A radioactive spider bit her once, but she can't swing between the trees. Got your spider in there. Do I get XP for that?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So yeah, I walk around the edge of the campfire and like with my like walking around with my gun, my bow. Was it my bow? My bow, whatever it is called, loaded up with its arrow, like walking around with the glow stick dangling on my hip, type thing.
Yeah.
Walking carefully.
Yeah. Lexi is also woken up in this for second watch.
And she will look at you. She's gonna try not to talk because she knows this is a problem for her. So she will catch your eye and gesture to you that she's going to go to the opposite side of the perimeter from you.
What is wrong?
We're covering two different areas.
Be careful, madam. There are many dangers and unusual things out into the night. Things that will make your spine shiver and make your hair stand on end. So please be careful. Here, take one of these glow sticks if you need it. She tosses her a glow stick. Break it only in emergency. Break it only in emergency if you require it.
Lexi takes it and nods and kind of shrugs, like, it's another day in the apocalypse. So, and she finds a tree to kind of lean up against at her back, to just kind of watch from.
I was only trying to be polite and tell you of the dangers that I have seen.
Lexi, the mechanic, has stunted social skills. Okay.
Lexi, the mechanic, doesn't know how to speak quietly, so.
Right.
Question for you, Scott. The divinity, would that come at me during sleep?
Would you like have visions of God while you're sleeping?
Well,
Can I roll? Oh, I was going to ask if I could roll something.
Let me just interject, and then I'll let you guys get back. I apologize for interrupting,
sure.
but I wanted to ask if, with my psychic power of divination, it says roll luck during long
this
rest.
one you can roll luck, and then you can ask me some questions, depending on your degrees of success.
So maybe the Lord is working in mysterious ways and talking to me through a dream.
Yeah. And if you want to ask me the questions in the chat so that we, whatever, depending on whether you succeed or not.
That works. I'll send you that.
Okay. What was your degrees of success?
Can I send you that in chat?
Yeah, that's fine. I was just curious to know what you got on the roll.
I got a 0-1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's why I was like, let me send you that in chat.
Yeah, send me that in chat. Send me that in chat.
Okay.
And Dave, you wanted to do something with Jolene?
Yeah, I'm going to try to be more like, I'll use my skill of charm and try to like put her at ease. Like, she doesn't have to be like a lady that has to like she'll be like a turtle or a crab. Don't hide. You don't have to hide your expressions from me. Type thing.
Sure.
Trying to get her to be more open towards me.
Okay, so you're gonna try to use your charm to calm her down.
Yeah. Be more friendly.
So yeah, you can roll that. That's a 40 for your character. Is what you're rolling.
Yes, I got a 37.
Ooh, all right. I don't think that Lexi was actually uneasy. I think Lexi was just being quiet. So this would say decrease like a distrust if it existed. A distrust is one of those conditions that only exist between players, between the characters. But there's no distrust there to break.
Cool.
But it works.
Fine. Nice. No, because I don't want her to feel like uncomfortable with my behavior or like the way I'm sort of like trying to look out for our group. For relations, too vague.
I'm gonna send it to you in an individual response.
It works.
There you go. Okay. So you guys are taking watch for a little while, and you're watching from either sides, which is a good idea. Both of you make perception rolls for me.
Perception rolls, yeah?
Yeah. Jolene and Lexi.
Okay,
Alright.
I got a
Perception.
32, which is
Oh, wow.
great for me.
Right, so I got a 4. Wow, which is also a crit for me because my perception is a 70, and that's extreme crit.
So it's an amazing success, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Plus, I got that alert, that weird sort of psychic weird ability.
Yeah. That's because and that gives you advantage in your perception. Okay, so both of you, had, you said, Lexi, you had a great success.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's great. Both of you are able to see some movement outside the camp. You don't both see the same thing, but you both see, you see two different things on either end, the sides that you're on. So both of you see something on your end, and what you see is kind of like a man-shaped movement of trees. Like the trees seem to move, but like they're not. The trees themselves aren't moving. Just that there's like this sort of distortion effect, and the distortion effect has the shape of a humanoid figure.
All right, I shall toss the glow stick towards that direction, the one on me.
Okay.
Like toss it and aim my crossbow.
Aim the bow. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So first I toss the glow stick, and then with as the glow stick flies in the air, I quickly get my crossbow out and aim in that direction as it sort of flies.
So for throwing the glow stick, you're just going to make an agility roll, and if you succeed, it lands where you wanted it to. If you fail, it lands not quite where you wanted it to. So we'll work from there. So
that's my agility is 75.
Yep. That's the thing you're really good at.
Yes.
Yep.
And I shall roll, and I roll a 34.
Cool. So it lands exactly where you want it to land.
Mm-hmm. And what do I see?
Where is it that you want it to land?
Just where I saw that movement.
Okay. So you want it to land right at where you saw the movement?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as it lands, it seems to slightly hit something and drops, and that slightly hits when it hits something and drops a little bit, you can make out more of an outline. Comes out. Okay. And Papa Rec is gonna come out of his tent here in a second. Okay. So you see the outline more clearly. It is definitely man-shaped, and there's definitely something standing there that is man-shaped. And it starts to move away.
Okay. I sort of say to the others, danger, danger. There is someone out there. Yes.
Okay. So on my side, what am I seeing? Okay. Okay.
Oh man, for some reason my mic keeps shutting off. So I think the video doesn't show any of that. So no one knows that there's outlines of things moving around you in the trees.
Oh no.
So I'm doing a quick recap for everyone on the video because this is really terrible that my mic keeps shutting off. They all are seeing an outline of a humanoid moving around in the trees, sort of in front of them. Jolene has tossed a glow stick, and I don't know where the thing shut off, so I'm just going to go back and can see an outline now, a very clear outline of a humanoid figure moving away from the glow stick that just hit it. And then on the other side, Lexi can see an outline too of trees and things moving, but it has that outline of a humanoid figure. And Papa Rec has woke up, and also Jolene shouted to wake everyone else up.
Okay. Since Jolene already shouted and woke everybody up, Lexi will say, I think I've got something over here too. And I will just ready my crossbow in case I need to take action.
Okay.
The undead is surrounding us. Prepare for a fight for your lives.
Actually, Jolene, if you want to make an academics roll for me, you're going to do just a normal academics roll, which is going to be intelligence, because normally you would make it with disadvantage because you're not proficient in it. But this particular thing is something you know, so you get to just roll it.
Okay.
So just roll
Cool.
40 is what you're going to roll.
Alright. So I got a 38.
Cool. Just barely made it.
Mm-hmm.
You are aware that aliens have the technology based on skin they've stolen from lizards to blend into their surroundings.
Oh no, we are dealing with the thing that fought in a great film that I seen once upon a time. It is the Predator. He has come to claim our skulls.
All right.
Everyone, roll in the mud. Hide yourself.
Yeah, that's information you now have. So if we, as you shout this, the things move. They stop moving away from the camp and move in toward the camp. So we're just going to jump to initiative. And everyone's in it.
So are we awake then at this point?
Yeah.
And,
So
helping them.
Yeah. So Jolene shouted, "Danger! There's something out here!" And now is like, "It's the Predator!" So you all woke up, and you're awake and out of your tents, like rolling out real quick, like.
Gotcha.
So Jolene, you get to go first.
Okay, so I'm going to activate my special ability, which is called the double shot, which means I can shoot twice. Apparently, it says.
Yeah, the rapid shot. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, you can attack twice in a combat round.
Yes, with my bow.
Yep.
With my so that's under 75. I need.
Yep. And so, well, actually, when you do that though, so this is something to note. When you make a multi-attack action, each attack is rolled at disadvantage.
Okay.
So you're going to roll under 75, but you do both rolls at disadvantage.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Right, I got to roll that one again. So the first one was a 50.
Okay.
And roll that one. And the second one with a disadvantage was a 32.
Okay. So you got successes on both of them, correct? Oh, you
Yes.
got a success on one and a great success on the other. Okay.
Mhm.
So the first one, the first arrow that you shot just went off into the woods somewhere. The second one, however, struck solidly in the outline shape that you were aiming at. Go ahead and roll your damage for me. And in your
That's
case...
24, isn't it?
Yes it is. Yep, 2d4.
Alright, cool. Because I've got nothing special.
Nah.
So that's 6.
6.
I do
Okay.
6 damage to this thing.
This thing. So when you hit it for 6 damage, the arrow thuds in solidly.
Okay. That's my actions done.
You can also, though, because we're talking about actions now, you also have the fleet-footed ability, so you can move still.
Okay. I move towards the fire.
Okay.
Yeah, like
So you back up.
backwards a bit, like
Yeah.
like keep my distance from this creature.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Mhm.
especially since you were in short range of it, because you got up in there. I guess you were at mid range. No, yeah, you were short range, so you should have had advantage. My bad. We'll remember that next time. But you backed up, so now it's mid range. Okay, so the next person to act is none of you guys. Jolene, a blast of electrical energy comes flying out of the woods, and it's coming straight for you. Make a dodge roll for me, and dodge is one of the defensive actions, which is down
Yes,
here.
I got. All right, so that it says I got. It says I need a 70.
Yep.
Or 35 or a 17.
Correct.
Depending on the roll. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So I did roll, and I got 39.
Okay, so success. Unfortunately, that is not enough to get out of the way of the blast, because you have to beat. When you tie, the ties go to the attacker. So you did not beat it. So now, what I need you to do is make a resilience roll. So resilience.
Okay, so my resilience. Where?
It's right there. So it's underneath initiative.
Oh, yes, I see it, yeah. Right, resilience is 25. Right. Well, that's going to be tricky to get. I got 17. I was lucky.
Okay. A success, right?
Yes,
all right.
Correct.
So what ends up happening is this bolt of electrical energy courses through your body, and you just feel it just affect your system. You are stunned. You're not unconscious because you still succeeded, but you're stunned. So you have a -5 to your initiative for the next.
Ouch.
The next 3 combat rounds. So you'll have.
Ouch.
You only get 2 actions, so it minuses one of your actions.
But do I be able? But can I still activate my special ability of like shooting twice?
Yeah, that's still fine. That's still just something you could take as your actions.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then Lexi, you being the other one that's in range, a electrical bolt courses toward you.
Oh boy.
Ooh, and it's really good.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to make a dodge.
Dodge?
Yep. Yeah, you're gonna have to dodge.
Okay. So I just roll that straight out. Uh-oh. Ooh, I rolled over.
Do you want to luck it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I better. I'm surprised. I usually roll crap. Oh, I rolled a 2. I went from over to amazing. So that's cool.
Cool.
What's the +2? How's the +2 work though? Is it really a -2 or
what?
My dodge says +2. Agility plus instinct.
No, it's divided. It's divided by 2.
Oh, it's divided.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's just telling.
tiny. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it is tiny print. It's giving you how the stat works out. So your dodge is your agility plus instinct divided by 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you got an amazing success, which is good because that means that the bolt of electrical energy just goes flying past you, just wildly into the camp, but doesn't hit anybody. So you managed to get out of the way of it. And it is now Lasser's action. Lasser, they are mid-range from you. These things, whatever they are, that are shooting bolts of electrical energy that you can't see very well.
Okay, that's gonna be fun. Is it close enough that I can use my 9mm and still hit them, or are they too far away from that and I have to get closer?
No, so they're mid-range from you. The 9mm at mid-range has no advantage or disadvantage.
Okay.
However, you have disadvantage because you can't see them very well.
Okay. Would it potentially help if I used my flashlight while trying to aim?
You could. I mean, taking aim will negate the disadvantage for sure. The flashlight won't help too much.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So I'll definitely take aim first, and then I'm going to try to hit any part that I can kind of see. I'm assuming I can see kind of like the torso area at least.
Kind of make out. There's a floating arrow if you're shooting at the one by Jolene.
Okay,
Which might be
yeah.
something you can aim at. Yeah.
Yeah, so let me aim at that one. See if I hit. Oh, 61, and I am looking for my numbers. Yes, I just get regular success.
Okay. Let me look real fast. I'm pretty sure that they did not dodge, but I just want to the thing you're shooting at. It did not dodge. All right, cool. So you hit it.
Perfect. So then damage, I got +3, so 5 damage.
Okay, cool.
Perfect.
-5. All right. And now it is Lexi. It's your turn. Oh wait, sorry. I keep forgetting that take aim for you, Lysair, is a free action.
Yeah.
So you get another action.
And I can't shoot again.
No.
So is there something that I can do, like ready an action for something?
Yeah, you can hold an action until something else happens. You can also try to think of a creative way to maybe find out how to see the thing that you're trying to see, and then you can launch that at the beginning of the next action phase, and then also take your actions. So if you wanted to think of something and hold that until then, I'll allow it.
Gotcha. I'll just, I guess, I'll just stay where I am and just basically ready my gun. So if anything pops out of the shadows, I can just shoot right away.
So here's a trick that you could also do, based on the fact that you take aim anyway. You can use that other action to, after you shot, take aim again. And so at the beginning of the next action phase, you would already have taken aim at your target.
Gotcha.
Which frees up more actions.
Okay. Yeah. I could just do that then.
Also remember, you can stack advantage. So if you take aim and then at the start of the next action phase you take aim again, you get another advantage.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely do that so I can get an extra advantage.
Yep. Okay.
So I'll aim first.
Cool. We'll go to Lexi then.
Finding my cat for room on the desk here. So Lexi will take aim, and fire her crossbow at this threat.
So it's within short range of you, so that gives you advantage. You can't see it very well, so that takes that advantage away. But then you took aim, so you get advantage again. So there you are.
Okay. Let's see. Where's my attack again? I just start to feel like I know where to find everything, and then I get there it is, 45 for my crossbow.
With advantage.
Oh, sweet. Okay. I rolled an 8. Yes. I'll keep that 8.
Sounds good.
So that's an
amazing success, right?
That's an amazing success.
Mental math tells me that that's probably lower than 1/4.
Yeah, because 11's the threshold for that.
So. Yeah, the thing you were shooting at got an 80 on their dodge. That is not enough to dodge.
Awesome.
So you hit it.
And then it's light, so it's a D4?
Correct.
Okay. Sure. And that's a 3.
Okay. -3. Okay. Papa Rec, it's your turn to do something. What do you want to do?
So I would imagine that Papa Rec comes stumbling out of the tent, and he's looking up to the sky and holding his hands up, and he is proclaiming that what utters out of his mouth, he says, "And I looked and beheld a pale horse, and the name that sat upon him was Death, and hell followed with him. But I am the shepherd. I am the one who will keep my brothers and sisters safe." And he looks to who's the nearest person allied to him?
Well, he would be in the same general area as Lysair and Frank and Jolene at this point, because Jolene backed up during the fire.
But he does see that Jolene is currently in a state of something.
Right.
wrong.
Right.
So I believe that at this point he is going to turn to Jolene and provide a blessing to Jolene. In this case, would it be beneficial to offer a resolve roll of advantage or?
Yeah. So what you would do is you'd make your resolve roll, and if you
Mhm.
succeed, then you're talking about negating the resolve damage that she's taken, right?
Okay.
That's what you do. You just that would disappear.
All right. So an 86 is not going to do it, but I do have Apocalypse of Faith.
Yeah,
I can reroll
reroll.
any 3 failed rolls.
Yep.
And that one is a 19.
Okay.
So
that is a success.
Praise the Lord, He has come to my salvation. Praise Him, hallelujah. Oh, praise the Lord. Oh, I feel Jesus in me. I feel Jesus giving me spirit. Rise.
So the
and I think that's a great success, right? Not
yeah.
It's not a quarter, but it's at least a half.
That's good enough. So the shaken effect on Jolene goes away. So because Jolene is not shaken anymore.
Indeed. Nice.
So as I offer this blessing to Jolene, I would imagine that with the movement and coming out, I have exhausted my movement this turn. So
sure. That's what you
at this point, I'm surveying the battlefield and preparing to run back and grab my weapon. So to help.
Okay, you can actually. You didn't seriously move to do that, so you can rush back into your tent to be grabbing your weapon. So at the beginning of next round, you can have it and then do stuff.
Thank you. Excellent. I'll do that.
Yeah. Okay. That leaves Frank to do something.
Okay. So I imagine he's coming out of his tent with his fire axe in hand, kind of scanning and looking and see what everything is. And I imagine his eye is stuck on the arrow stuck in the invisible form.
Yeah.
He's like, what?
In both of them have some sort of floating arrow thing.
Okay. So he's going to go to the one closest, probably the one that's nearest Jolene.
Yeah, right.
That shot her and swing with his fire axe.
Okay. Quick thing. If you're going to move in that close, make an athletics roll for me just real quick.
Okay. See, 19. Just one above amazing. So okay. I got a great.
That's fine. You remember the tripwire just in time to jump over it.
Okay, cool.
and so now you are ready to fight the thing. So go ahead.
Okay. So I'll attack with my fire axe. 90. I'll use a luck roll.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. 6. So that's an amazing.
Okay, well I didn't roll a 1, so you hit.
Let's see. 4 plus. So I hit in this visible form for 7 points of damage with my fire axe. Rah!
7 points?
Yep.
Okay, so as you do that, this tremendous amount of green goop comes out of it, and it starts to cover the chest and make it easier to see this form.
Gnarly.
It's a glowing green liquid. Yeah, that's where we're at with the damage. Okay, cool. That means that we go to the next action phase. Starting off is Jolene again.
Okay, it's the predator. Like I said, it's come to claim our skulls. I gotta do a cool shot on its head.
Okay.
Twice, rapid shot.
Okay.
Pew pew.
All right. You're gonna take 2 shots on its head. So you're gonna do called shots.
Yes.
All right. So unfortunately, because you already have disadvantage for the multi attack, you can't do called shot.
Okay.
But what you can do is you can, instead of doing the multi-shot, if you choose to, that you could do something. Well, yeah, you could do 1 called shot instead of doing the multi-attack. So you could do 1 called shot instead, or you could do the multi-attack.
All right, I'll just do the multi-shot then.
Okay. So you're gonna do Okay, cool. So if you're gonna do the 1 shot, then I'm gonna give you a little hint. Take aim first. So you're gonna take aim and then do the headshot.
Yes, I'm gonna take aim and do a headshot.
All right. So for the bow, you're fine. It's mid range. So you're gonna take aim, giving you advantage, and then headshot, call shot, so disadvantage. So you're just rolling a normal shot.
Okay, cool. All right. So I got a 26.
Okay. Well, let's see. And that's because you're at 70, right?
Yes.
All right. So
my
that's great success.
yes, a great success. Yes.
Okay. 30. Nope. So they just got a regular success on the dodge. So you hit, which means that
All
your damage is going to go up from 2d4. So let me just make sure I'm looking at your character sheet so I get it right. From 2d4, it's going to go up to 2d6 plus 3.
Oh, nice. 2d6 plus 3, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, awesome. And I get a whopping 8.
With 2d6 plus 3, you got 8? Man.
8.
I feel sorry for you.
Yes.
That's right. Minus 8. Okay.
8 plus 3, sorry.
Oh, okay. So 11.
Yes.
All right.
I forgot the end of 3. Because my dice roller doesn't add to 3 for some odd reason.
Right, because you don't have that in the notation of plus 3. Okay. Yeah, so this solid shot into the head of this thing, it lets out a scream that you can all hear. It is an inhuman voice. And then it's going to push past Frank and try to come at you. But it doesn't see the tripwire, so it hits the tripwire and trips over it, falling flat on its face and taking some damage. There is now yellow or green goop all over the ground in front of you guys.
Is it now touching its arm and pressing codes and going to self-destruct?
You don't know that yet. All you know is that there's this glowing green goop all over the ground, and it's spread out, making the outline very clear. It's like the wire is the fishing line is dipped down.
Question: can I make a quick test on this or not? Because I got this ability called Xenology, which means I can make a roll on academics to know about aliens on advantage.
Yeah, you already. On the bomb, if it has a bomb or not. Okay, yeah, I'll allow that. Go for it.
All right, cool, nice. All right, cool. So I need to roll that with an advantage.
Well, it's a disadvantage because you don't have academics, so you're just going to roll a normal academics roll, which is intelligence.
Okay, so I got 29.
Okay, cool. I think that should be fine for your character. Yeah, is that a success?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so they do possess things like bombs. They can make them too. So it is possible.
All right, cool. Well, I can't do anything now because all my actions have been all spent.
Yep. And so then Lexi, the thing in the woods steps up and you see that outline come towards you. And then you feel yourself being restricted as if something's grabbing your clothing. We're going to do a thing here where I'm going to make a brawl roll and you're going to make a dodge or parry, whichever is better for you. To knock this way.
Oh, crud.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 79.
Okay, so you failed, right?
I failed.
Okay. Well, okay. So you basically, the alien got a success. So it grabs you, but it's just sort of holding you.
Okay. It's got me!
Lasser, it's your action, and you just heard Lexi shout from behind you. It's got me!
So since I had my action already readied from the previous turn, can I technically shift that over because I heard her screaming, or would I basically have to re-aim?
Yeah, you'd have to drop your aim on the thing that you had aimed and then re-aim on the new target.
All right, so I'll do that. I'll just spin around and basically take aim on the alien that's got Lexi
Okay.
and try to shoot it. Can I actually see the figure now, or am I just basically seeing a little bit of a struggle from
You're seeing
Lexi?
something sort of, you see like that thing in the kind of the movies where the clothes are being pulled. And,
Oh,
and
okay.
a vagueness there, but you can't really make out what it is. Like you can't get the full outline of the target.
Okay, so I just have to pray that I don't hit Lexi while I'm trying to shoot.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you can aim at that, and that's what you're doing to take the aim, and then you're
Yeah.
gonna shoot.
Yeah, and since it's free action, I'm not really too worried about it.
Correct.
So, I will take aim at that. Am I technically seeing the back of it then, or am I seeing
You're seeing this
Lexi
sort of
first
the
and then
front
the
side of it.
creature?
Yeah. And
Okay.
Lexi.
All right. I will try to aim for like an arm or shoulder kind of area, trying to get it so it'll like release grip on Lexi.
Is that a called shot then, or is it just you're just hoping that that's what you hit?
What is the called shot actually do? Is that just
So
a specific...
there's two kinds of called shots. There's a
Uh-huh.
vital called shot where you increase the damage by 2, the damage code by
Okay.
2. Or you can do like a called shot to like a arm or leg or something like that, which causes an effect to happen. It didn't really work out in the case of the zombie bear because it died at the end of that first action phase.
Mm-hmm.
But like it wouldn't have been able to keep moving. It would have just sort of tumbled over itself and been stuck where it was if you took out a leg. So in this case, if you're trying to get it to like drop her, then that would be it would just take normal damage, but then it would also let go because it loses the use of that appendage if you do a called shot to that.
Okay, yeah, I would like to try to do that.
Okay.
And I got it. Succeed.
Okay, let's see if it's going to dodge with disadvantage. No, that's a failure. That's a big failure. Cool. So you do your normal damage to it, and then it will let go.
Cool. Gotta find my damage. Whoa, that sucks. 3 damage.
I mean, it only took 3 damage, but it let go.
Awesome.
Lexi is free.
Yes.
You still have an action to take that you can do.
Okay. So I'm going to, I guess, turn back around and try to aim at the other creature that's trying to get at us.
Take aim at the one that's kind of on the ground now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just kind of make sure it doesn't try to run away too far.
Yep. Lexi, it is now your action.
All right, so I pull my knife and I spin around and try to stab this thing with it.
Sure. Now it is hard to see, but I'm not gonna give you disadvantage because it's literally right there in your face.
Yeah.
So
I
if you
feel
just
like I should feel it or
lunge outward, and you'll probably hit it. Like
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I did well. I rolled a 29.
Okay. And it failed to dodge because it has disadvantage on its dodging right now.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I will, and it's another 2 damage.
Cool. So you hit it, and some green goop comes out around your blade and sort of travels down towards your hand.
Oh, yuck. I try not to let that goop get on me.
Sure.
Fling it away, and then can I have one more action, right?
Well, so drawing the weapon was technically an action.
Is the action. Yeah, cool. I'm good then.
Yeah. Now, there is a trick later on when you're more advanced. You could do a palming roll to try to have quick drawed that, but it's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what the palming skill is used for quite frequently. Is to be like,
sweet.
Yeah. Okay, and now it is Papa Rex's turn.
All right, so Papa Rec is hefting up his cross, and there is still an alien that's engaged with Jolene that's near me, correct?
Correct, yeah. It's like laying on the ground halfway between Frank and Jolene. At least the outline seems to be on the ground, and there's green goo sort of coming out right in that area.
But Lexi is currently held by one, right?
Well, seemingly. The shot from Lasser knocked its arm loose, and so it's not holding her, which is why she was able to just like stab. But it is right up The vague outline is right up in her face.
Okay, so at this point, then I'm going to charge with the spear and try to stick the one that is attacking Lexi.
Okay.
32. So my crucifix spear is 35, so I beat it by 3.
Nice.
Excellent.
And
So-
it got a success on its dodge, but since attackers win, you hit it.
Excellent.
Yep.
Okay, so damage on this is
Looks like H, 1d6 plus 3.
where is the... Okay. 6 plus 3, so 9.
9 damage. That's neat. 9 damage.
I like that.
Okay. So yeah, as you hit inside of it, this green goop just starts coming out. It's just all over the spear, on the end of the spear, and the spear, as it goes through, you can see that goop sort of spreading, and you're starting to be able to see the thing more, because the spear is kind of in it and the green goop's coming out around it. Frank, what do you want to do?
Well, I see everyone's stabbing this alien on the ground. I figure I'll join in on the fun.
Sure.
Come over. Let's see. Oh, rolled a 1.
Nice. Okay. So simple question then. Do you want me to pull out one of the cool special effects for crits from the Dungeons or the Game Master Guide?
All right, that sounds awesome.
All
Sure.
right, we'll pull one of those out. To do edited version. Go to the Game Master Guide 3.0. Okay, so what you will roll for me then is roll a 1d10. Just roll a d10 and tell me what the number is.
Okay. 3.
3. Okay, so as you go to chop on this thing, you go ahead and roll your damage, and then I'll tell you what the effect is.
So I got an 11.
Okay, so as you go to cut this thing, chop down on it, your attack severs one of its main arteries, causing it to lose another 1d6, which is 6 rounds, and it will continue to lose that for the next, or 6 damage for the next round. So it'll lose it for a whole combat round.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So just squirting this green goop. So you did how much to it? 11?
So 11, yeah.
Oh, okay. So your 11 plus the 6 kills it. So it is dead.
I think an invisible head just rolled around here.
Yeah. So this green, just goopy stuff just spraying out from it as you severed its main artery and killed it. Neat.
Used to zombies, but these aren't too different.
Similar, right?
Does it-
Similar.
Does
They
it have
still
big
chop.
Does it have giant mandible like mouth and a shiny helmet on with dreadlocks?
Right? And Jolene, it's your action.
All right. So there's alien. How many is left? There's the one alien,
There's
isn't it?
the one that's currently over by Lexi, which is behind you.
And it tripped on the tripwire and it fell down, didn't it?
No, that was the one in front of you. The one that was at Lexi got to the tripwire and grabbed Lexi at the
Okay.
wire, and
Okay.
hasn't gone over the wire yet.
So I'm gonna take a double shot
Okay.
at the one that is still standing.
Mhm.
All right. Do I get any disadvantage or anything like that? Or
Yeah,
not?
yeah. So you'd have disadvantage on both shots
Okay.
because of the
was
multi
it-
shot.
Is it because I'm close or too far?
No,
or-
it's because you're doing the multi attack. The multi attack does disadvantage on each shot.
okay.
Yeah, it's the trade off is you have to take disadvantage.
All right. So I got a with a disadvantage. I got a 30 for the first one.
Okay.
And then with the second one, I got a 40. So they both hit.
Well, it failed to dodge both times. Well, it dodged one time, but that's not enough to dodge your attack. Because you just got a regular success. So roll 4d4 for your 2 attacks.
Nice. So 44.
Yep. So that's the total damage is 44.
Yep. So the total damage is. Hang on, is. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is 7 points of damage.
7. Cool.
Yes.
That's 16. Okay, so the solid hit from your 2 arrows causes more of the green goo to come spraying out. It tries to grab Lexi, this time in a chokehold. Lexi, you and I are going to have that roll off again, where you're going to do a dodge or parry, and I'm going to attack.
Okay.
Oh, well, I didn't kill it, but I
No, you
heard
did
it.
not. You did not. But you hurt it pretty bad.
Oh, awesome.
Oops, it's over here.
Ooh, I'm just a couple over. It's a great.
A great success. That's good to know because I think that it got something like that. Where is its attack? Okay, it's oh, I don't have one for. I just had the one for the blasters and the cutter. Okay, so I'm assuming that it's going to be. All right, so it just had a great success. So it did hit you. It rolled at 19.
Oh, bummer.
Yep. So
I rolled a
grab you.
17. That was so close.
So it's grabbing you. It's going to choke you. It's going to do 5 damage to you.
Okay.
Which, because it's a choke, it's not affecting your armor. Doesn't come into play here. This is the one time it doesn't come into play.
Okay.
So that goes straight to your health points.
So that's where?
Oh, that's next to your build. It's right here. So there's the build and initiative.
Oh, okay,
Health
gotcha.
points. Yep.
And I'm sorry, how many?
Shit. What did I say? I rolled a 5.
Did you say
6? Yeah, I think 6. Yep.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Okay. Lexi's not looking so hot, I would guess.
Yeah. That would be correct. But then we start the next combat round. So that's the end of the combat round. We start the next combat round. We finally started a second combat round. This game is like that. And it's Jolene that gets to act.
Well, I'm gonna definitely try and shoot this thing again.
Do you want to do the?
And I shoot the same double shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep trying until like it goes down.
Sure.
Alright. So the first one with a disadvantage is a 57.
Okay. It got
which is a hit, and the second one. That's a shame because I got a natural 1, but I had to re-roll it because I thought I got disadvantage. And a disadvantage 59.
Okay. So the first shot misses. It just goes wildly into the trees. The second shot hits. So roll your damage. Okay. And
2d4. 2d4, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Alright. I do a 5 points of damage to it.
Okay. 5 points. It looks pretty hurt. There's green goo everywhere. It's going to throw Lexi to the side and rush forward, tripping over the wire and hitting the ground. I'm going to roll this d4, and if it's a 3 or a 4, this thing is dead.
Nice.
I am not lying to you. This is what it rolled.
A 3.
The alien hits the ground, and its head just goes, and like a melon, spreads all over the ground.
Nice. And I go up to it and pull out its skull and point it up to the sky and yell. Ah!
As you do that, you hear from the trees a resounding response of similar noises. You realize that you are not alone. There are yet more in the trees. Who has the lowest luck?
I have 4, which is
No.
one luck.
That's luck use per game, so that would be the luck is going to be over here.
Where is it?
So luck is the bottom stat.
Oh, okay.
I have 30.
I have 40.
I have 40.
I have 40 as well.
I've got the least.
Yep, I think it's Lasser. Go ahead and roll luck for me.
Oh shit. Alright.
Oh no.
Oh gosh.
You've got this, girl.
I got 18. Woo!
Okay, so you guys realize that you are utterly and completely surrounded, and there's no way that you could stay and fight all these things, whatever they are. So you have a brief moment of time based on that 18 roll to gather up your things and not have to leave them here in the woods, and even grab the weapons that were being used by the aliens, which are blasters. They're rifles that do stun damage and cause people to go unconscious. That's what happened to Jolene.
Nice. And they fit nicely and comfortably on your shoulders.
Yep. And so you guys are able to gather up your stuff to get away just in time for the things to start coming from the trees. You manage to run in the woods for the rest of the night, and when the sun comes up, you feel relatively safe back where you had your pyre near the dead bear. And Jake woke up just in time to get out with you, so you guys have him with you. As useless as he is.
Wow.
Nice.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Thanks for the help, Jake. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that is the hunt.
Nice.
Sweet.
Sweet. Awesome game.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
That was fun.
Thanks for coming, everybody. So as those of you that were in the Quick Start adventure recognize that there's different sets of skills and things that were used in this one.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So is the hunt part of the starter book, or is it a completely different book? I don't
So
remember.
it's an adventure I have written. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait till the Kickstarter really kicks off, because if I understand correctly, Mike likes to do a lot of stretch goals. So as of now, it's just an adventure. But if the stretch goals go the way that they tend to in these kinds of things, it'll probably end up it'll have the quick start and then the hunt as well together. In the
Nice.
book. Yeah.
Cool.
That'd be a great stretch goal for sure.
Yeah. But we'll have to discuss that with him.
Awesome.
That's great.
All right.
So the Kickstarter's still going right now?
The Kickstarter isn't out yet. We haven't started.
Oh.
The Kickstarter is still not yet a thing. I'm just trying to,
Gotcha.
continue to.
Yeah, you're breaking
more
up
videos.
again. I think, if I remember correctly, you said at Con that it wouldn't be till fall.
Yeah,
That's right.
best case scenario, fall, but it's probably going to be. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Could be fall. Could be February. So.
Awesome. Well, thanks so
Nice.
much, Scott. This has been fun.
Yes, it was very
Thank
fun.
you.
Yeah,
It was a good game. Excellent. Had a really good time.
Good.
yeah.
Right.
Good.
Good.
Thanks, everyone. So
Take care.
have a good day. Thank you for playing.
Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Okay.
Take care.
Have a good night, guys.
No.
Night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So I'm not entirely sure. It's kind of dependent on the